Kathy Kang opens her book, Raise Your Voice, with a story about being silenced. She was at this Christian conference where she was on the broader leadership team, and throughout the whole conference there were murmurings about something happening with one of the key leaders at this conference. On the very last day of the conference, the key leaders pulled together the broader leadership and told them what they had done and the decision they had made. Kathy looked around in the room and waited for somebody to raise their hand and ask, well, why weren't we talked to before the last day of the conference, before the decision was made? And when nobody raised their hand, she girded her loins and raised her own hand, and she was called on. As she began to ask her question, a friend sitting next to her realized and heard what the question was about, and her friend raised her hand up and put it over Kathy's mouth. Now, I have never been literally silenced like that before. I've not had any experience like that. In fact, I probably more likely than not inadvertently silenced other people. Lord have mercy, I'm trying to get better. But what Kathy raises is this important question of raising your voice, of not being silenced, and how we use our voices. So I gotta admit, it's a little awkward for me, a white guy, to be using an Asian American woman's book to talk about this topic of raising your voice. But this choice of Kathy's book is a reflection of a commitment that our leadership team, our teaching team, made several years ago when we looked at the books that we were using and realized that almost all of them were by white guys. And we made the decision to be more diverse in our selection of resources that influenced and worked with our messages and our teaching topics. So we picked Kathy's book as a woman for one, and an Asian woman as another. So we're using this book by her very intentionally. I've come to see my role as a pastor as an amplifier of voices, amplifying voices like Kathy's. In fact, I'm going to be doing a live stream Q&A with Kathy on Monday night, May 23rd at 8 p.m. on all of our channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and our website. I hope you'll join in. Over the next 2 weeks, we're going to use Kathy's book to help us explore, one, why we stay silent, and two, how to raise your voice, how to not stay silent. Now, you may not have had quite as a dramatic experience as Kathy being literally silenced by someone putting their hand over your mouth, but you may have been silenced in other ways, silenced by your family, silenced in a classroom, silenced by being a woman in a male-dominated space. I want to give you a chance to talk about that. Turn to a neighbor or type in the comments section your experience of being silenced. Let's talk about that.